To you about the app that I created for the class, which is Bil-Qur'an. The application is a React application, and when we run it for the first time, it will create database and apply some SQL migrations, and then add data into the database. So that's why it's a little bit slow actually when we open it up for the first time. But when we open it up for the second time, it's much faster because we already have the data in the database. So this is how the app looks like. We have a navbar and then the content of the Quran, and why I created this app is because I want to understand the Quran better, word by word, and it's been hard um, to do so because most of the Quran applications usually show translation verse by verse. I have a Quran at home where the translation is word by word, but obviously I cannot just bring books everywhere I go. So this application is very helpful to help me learn the Quran word by word. And here each word is translated. And actually when we scroll down or up, we track the scrolling position. So for example here we detected that the current scrolling is at this first chapter 2, which is this chapter Al-Baqarah, and the first number is 8, and that if we reload the application, it tries to go around chapter 8. Yeah, it's imperfect, but yeah, you get the idea. So for example, if I go here, for example at this chapter, and if I refresh it tries to bring me to the last verse that I scrolled. So, and after that we have a way to go to a specific chapter or verse. For example, we can use the URL this way. Chapter, for example, let's say chapter 12:1 is actually one of my favorite chapter about the Prophet Joseph, and we can also do the lookup using this form. For example, let's say I want to go to learn about divorce and click go, and here it is. Yep. And yeah, we can do so. This one is very helpful, especially we don't have to scroll up and down, especially that, for example, we want to go from chapter 1 to chapter 80, and it would be hard to do so if the user has to scroll around. So with this we can just refer to which chapter we want to go, and there's an issue, but I'll get that fixed. Yeah. What's next is that the scrolling position, we make use of database, as I have told you earlier, and on top of that we also use local storage to save the data. So local storage is used to store the user settings, like for example the chapter ID and the first number that the user last scrolled, whereby the database is used to store the content of the Quran word by word, and the first and the chapters. So yeah, that's that's it. If you're curious about how we can have database um, in the browser, we are using what we call PG-Lite. So we are using the PG-Lite for the Postgres database, and for the routing we are using 10 stack router, so the routing can be found. So it's something like this. It's a little bit different from the React router DOM. For me personally, I like this better because it's typed. Since we are using TypeScript, this feels fit at this feels better. And the database and stuff, we are using this one. It is contained here. So as I said earlier, we are using PG-Lite. So this is how we use that. We can have a database even without a server running, because we save the database in the IndexedDB. So this is the database is stored actually at your own computer, at the user's computer or at the user's device, without having the need to have database on a server. But this is a full-blown Postgres database on its own right. Since it is Postgres database, we can make use of popular ORM. Like for our case, we are using Drizzle, but but on top of Drizzle, I created my own repository where that can help me to query Drizzle easily. So with this repository, we can have a lot of we can just simply extend the repository, and this repository can be used for example for Lexim, and so on and so forth. For each tables, we store table definitions are stored in tables, and here we can see that we have chapters, renderings, lexims, the words, and the word by word translation. That's all from me. Thank you.